welcome back. Welcome back to In the Name of Progress. My name is Matt Nahat. We are playing a campaign that I have written for the world of Eberron, or in the world of Eberron. And we are using Pathfinder 2 as our system of choice to do all of the mechanical things and see our characters progress. At this stage, it is our preferred D20 game, and that is what we're doing. Welcome back, and hope that you are having a good week wherever you are in the world, and that you have a good time here. If you have not been part of this stream or these particular episodes, know that these are made by adults for adults and are rated as adults only. So if you're not an adult, please feel free to leave and go elsewhere. There will be adult content. And with that all said and done, let's check back in with our players and their characters. Please introduce yourselves and who you are playing and what we've been doing and where we're at. And maybe tell our viewers one or two of the main choices that you have made in leveling up your characters so that they understand what's going on. I am going to go in reverse order today from what we have done before, and I am going to throw over to Puppyatron first, as you are at the bottom of the stream over there. So why don't you tell the people what's going on?
Oh, so much. So Leah's fine. She's calmed down. We took on some bad things. I don't know what they're called. Squid technical thingies that were like attached to these guys' heads. And they were like controlling them. But don't worry, we saved them. So after a brutal fight, it wasn't that brutal, but like it makes it sound cooler. So that's where we last ended off, is by defeating those guys. Leah got arrested. She got to spend some time in the slammer. She wasn't happy about that.
No, it wasn't entirely her fault either.
Yeah. Some trickster seemed to have gotten her arrested by they say borrow, I say Leah says steal the painting that's like worth like what, 1,000 something
gold. Yeah.
1,000 gold, yeah. So yeah, and Leah was the only one left at the museum, and this poor guy, this poor unfortunate soul, they went through it. They lost their job, definitely. Leah's not too happy about it. Leah's wants to try to help that guy in finding some new job. Leah just wants to find the help for that guy, okay?
I would like to point out that it was your choice to stay outside the painting. You could have joined us in the painting.
Leah didn't want to just like all of us go in, and then it turns out like the painting is no good, and then he's gonna get out then?
Mirrodin wouldn't have gone in. Mirrodin had no desire to go in.
And do you want me to trust Mirrodin? Yeah, and then the guy went to the police, and Leah was the only one there, and she got arrested. She told them everything. no secrets, just out. I mean, she was always taught, you don't lie to the authorities. You gotta tell them. It could be worse for you. So she told them everything, and it was the first time she was ever arrested. So So yeah, but the painting is now secure and safe. They're looking into it. And we're trying to figure out, trying to help the people that we actually went in the painting for, trying to help them out by taking care of the guy's boss. So we have to go find him.
Very good. Well, that was a pretty good summary of what we have recently done. So I'm going to give you an extra hero point here for that summary. Well done. Thank you. And we're going to jump over now to DM next, who is playing Mirrodin. What's going on with Mirrodin?
Dealing with a child. Mirrodin is finding this strange group who doesn't seem to understand things, but he enjoys magic, and he's trying to do his job and understand what's going on with him. But he's managed to improve his capabilities with his telekinetic hand.
Excellent. Very good. And for today,
Keeping it short and sweet because I'm trying to deal with someone trying to steal things off my desk.
Malkov, you are playing Device 42. What is Device 42 going through? What's been happening with him?
Well, there was a whole lot of hijinks after we got out of the painting, which was pretty cool because the painting was nice. The people were nice. Seemed like a nice place to hide out. And I want to make sure that that is still available to people who need it. I don't want to see it get boxed up or put in some kind of like storage or something. Doesn't necessarily need to go back to that museum because that museum was, not necessarily the safest place for it, but it should be available for people who need to hide out.
Very good. And at the moment, it's in Runteltain's hands. He's investigating what can be done, talking with the museum owners, all that sort of stuff. So hopefully that will all be sorted out. And then last but not least for today, as we have a person down and sick, and hopefully he gets better soon, we have Azriel, who is playing Lauren.
Yes, Lauren is a little like disappointed. It might not be the right word, but like just to be this early into his adventures with this group and to already have been basically gotten into a criminal activity bothers him. He's not a lawbreaker. He's not really a fan of people that do that. And he feels like he wants to start doing more things to like help the people and protect like all the people that are around that are not like they don't have a defender. And he's, some people would call him a goody two shoes, but that's the way his parents brought him up. So he has recently learned enough to become more of a leadership figure in the group and be more diplomatic and just general martial-like tendencies.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. And with that, you guys have solved some situations. You've met with Rontaltain. He has handed out some compensation for your efforts. And we have gained that. Let's have a look at the time here as well. Just checking in with our calendar. So he is going. He is inviting us to his home tomorrow night, which will be Wednesday, or Weir, as it's called in Eberron, but Wednesday, to have dinner with him and his dad. And he would love to. He'd like to shout us a meal, with thanks to all of that we have been doing tomorrow evening. So he is inviting us there, and he will give you directions as to how to get there. He also will let you know that on Friday, he has been asked to send you to have brunch with one of the nobles in the area, a house leader of House Decaneth here in Throneport. And he says that Mordrin Decaneth, this house leader, has been, investigating some interesting things, and Rontal believes that Mordrin might have a job that you could look into. He thinks that you would be capable of doing some work for Mordrin, and he believes that it would be in Throneport's best interest, or at bare minimum, in the Karnathi zone's interests, which should also flow over to the rest of the city. But he does want you to check it out, suss it out, make sure that that's the case before accepting anything. But that brunch has been set up for Friday, a couple of days from now, at 11 a.m. To meet with Mordrin. He will also say that later on Saturday morning, he has organized for us to meet again with Casimir, who is the Inquisitive that we've come across, and that Casimir has been doing some good work investigating some of the local happenings around Throneport, and would like to catch up with us to report his findings on Saturday morning at the Feral Dog, where he enjoys beating the pants off pretty much anyone who challenges him at his particular game of choice, which is kind of like chess, but a little bit more three-dimensional than chess. And yeah, he wants to catch up with us then. So we have a few, like, meetings scheduled for the rest of the week. And it is coming towards the end of this day, I believe. Let me just check where we are in the timing. We are... Oh, no, it's only about 2 o'clock. Only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon at this stage. Actually, we had to rescue Leah from prison, so it'll probably be a few hours after that. Let's call it about dinner time. So we will advance some time here. We'll call it close to 6 p.m.
I'd like to ask, Rontal said that, will he be the host or will his father be the host?
he says it's his father's house, but Rontal will be cooking.
Okay. All right. In my spare time, or whenever I've got time while we're walking or whatever, I want to start working on carving a small wooden three-headed griffin.
Ooh, very specific. And why might that be? What possesses you to
Because I want to have a gift to give to my host for dinner, even though I don't eat.
Very cool. Very cool.
Wasn't it their estate that had the three-headed griffin at it?
It was Ganatha Vidalis's estate.
Oh,
But that's
okay. I
still
misunderstood
cool.
them.
No, that's okay. We're meeting lots of people. So yeah, we've met Ganatha Vidalis, who is the Griffin Keeper and Mage Bred trainer at the Vidalis Enclave, which has the mark of what is it called? It's basically animal training, essentially. It's not called that, but I can't think of the official name right now. And House Vidalis looks after that. And then we haven't met Mordrin DeCaneth yet, but the DeCaneth house is a Carnathi house, or at least is here in Throneport. And let's just check this out, make sure I'm giving the right thing, because I sometimes get confused. The DeCaneth house is like innovation. They invented technological wonders such as the lightning rail and
Warforged.
the Warforged. Yes. So
Yeah. So, have I seen any kind of house markings or anything that would be personally identifying to Rontaltain's house?
no, you would know that he is not a noble to begin, or at least a housed noble. You don't know his station, but he doesn't dress nor speak like a noble.
Okay. Okay, then instead I will be carving a treant.
Perfect. I'm sure that he will receive that graciously. But yes, you are wandering the streets. You can be carving that. And we know that the first meeting that we have isn't till tomorrow night. So you have today, or the rest of today, which is just a few hours really, the evening, tomorrow, and then that night. If we like, because you'll have a full day before then, and you've got no official tasks at this stage. If we want to be doing some downtime, you can decide what downtime activity you are doing, whether it's an official downtime activity or whether it's something that you just want to do for the story or for your character. That is absolutely fine. So, and we'll be doing that probably for the next few days. But let's just do one day at a time. Is there anything tonight then? So it is still Tuesday right now. Is there anything on Tuesday evening that anyone wants to do before we transition to the Wednesday and ask for your downtime activities?
So I noticed that there is a paint set in the stash that we got.
Yeah.
Um, I think she'd ask ask the group if it's okay if she takes that, because she wants to work on seeing the art museum and stuff and all the paintings has inspired her to want to learn how to like paint and draw beautiful landscapes that she might come across and stuff. Just like kind of what she like discovers along the way. So I think she's going to practice on that in her
Awesome.
downtime.
Does anyone have an objection to Leah grabbing that paint set?
I didn't know there was a paint set. No, I have no.
Yeah, so we sort of have to half keep an eye on the stash because I will be giving out loot mostly into there unless it's very obvious that it's going to a specific person, but for the most part.
How do we see it on this one?
So it should be, hopefully, you go to the actors tab and then there should be a party section for you where we're all listed. You click on the open sheet for the party and it has overview, exploration, and stash as the headings, and you just go to the stash heading. Hopefully that's all.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah. There'll be some, all of the items that we've currently had, including a sturdy satchel, a wayfinder, some cold iron chunks, the water purifier, jellyfish lamp, crying angel pendant, all of that's there. And you are free to divvy it up however you want. There's also a scroll staff by the looks. Yeah.
Is there like a gardening area near like the hotel or the inn we're in?
This district has,
I mean, like a community garden, like I can go and like
not a big one. No, there's not really. Okay. So there's random trees,
Sure.
and certainly ones that Device 42 has planted. But the main park that you've seen in Throneport is in the Threnish Zone, Jerry Garden.
That's fine.
Yeah, so there might be like kind of like the area of a fountain, but there might be like a tree and a couple of like park benches. But that's as most as there would be in most of the other districts, unless described.
Yeah, it was mainly like to like do something active, like garden or like start like a little farming area, or like if there's a need for someone to, I don't know, just something to keep LRN active, because I mean, if he's not active, he's not really, I guess, happy. If there's not, then I guess we can, like, he'll work on relations, like diplomatic relations with those folks in the tavern. And like last time we were in the tavern, like I asked questions of different groups of people, and kind of not really politically, but sort of ish, like maybe stepping my toes into it. But now that I'm taking on more of a leadership role, I feel like I'm gonna unfortunately have to step into like diplomacy and relationships and things like that. So I'll just probably work the room for a few hours.
All right. Well, for now, that, or if you go like looking for stuff, the next district across from you, that's still in the Browley Zone, so it's not like you don't have to go through a checkpoint to get there, but it's not very far. It's just just down the road. That there is a temple there called the Golden Host, which is a temple to the Sovereign Host, and you worship one of the members of the Sovereign Host. And you would understand that temples often have gardens. Perhaps you haven't visited that one yet. We
Sure.
haven't said that you did.
No, I haven't.
And perhaps Alarin would think about that, and perhaps
Yeah.
he would go, well, maybe the temple has a little garden, or maybe there's like a cemetery or something that they look after. Often there is, you know, often they are caretakers as well as faith leaders,
Okay.
and so you would think to perhaps go across to the Sovereign Quarter to go
Sure.
find out.
That makes a lot of sense. I did not know where that was. So
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to see, sort of hear your ideas and pitch you in a direction that makes sense.
so what I would do in that case is I would take a stroll over there and do like I don't know, inquire about a garden or. But first, I would like um, worship for a bit, and then uh, talk about a garden or something that I can maybe clean up the cemetery or clean up graves. Because I know that like people leave living flowers and those flowers die and they have to be cleaned up. So yeah, I mean that sounds like something that he would um, take on as a necessity and helping um, like treat that as a kind of like not a pilgrimage, but something that a pilgrim would do.
Okay. While you go to the temple and oh, hello, we've got something.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Yes, and welcome on in. So while you're at the temple, you do plug into a little community garden that the Golden Host has. It's quite, you know, it's quite nice. And you know, you can talk with a few people. As you are like doing that, however, you hear a bit of a clamor from outside of this church, just in the streets. You hear angry voices raised, basically uh, chanting something. Initially, I mean, maybe you know they're too far away for you to hear exactly what they're saying, but they seem to be marching, or sort of not regimentedly marching, but just you know walking along the street shouting. They seem to be up in arms a little bit. They're mostly commoners for the most part, and if you are interested, then perhaps I will describe it a little bit more. But if you stay where you are and focus on your gardening, then they will pass on by.
I would probably. I want that they're loud enough that they would pull my focus away. Unfortunately.
Okay, so there's a big group of people. There's about between 30 and 50 people marching along the street in ragged order. They've got their fists raised. Some of them have haphazardly like painted signs that are just like glorified pieces of wood that have been nailed into each other and have just like things like this. Silver's the one that brought me here. Oh, well, it's great that you could come along, Living Thrower. Really appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a good time. Feel free to chat with us, and yeah, enjoy your stay. Yeah, so these people have their signs raised. Some of them are just fists in the air. They're like Bring back our homes! Bring back our homes! Out with the nobles! And they're basically moving the streets. They look disheveled. They look dirty, and angry.
I will take in the scene and kind of listen. I mean, if it's just that chant over and over again, then this is probably something that I would bring to Rontal's attention the next time I see him. If there's nothing really more to it, like if there's no like torches and pitchforks, then
No torches and pitchforks.
I'll probably like go back to my gardening.
Okay. So yeah, you might watch for a few minutes while they walk, and seeing no violence, just a protest of quite. It's quite emotional. They look quite upset, but they're not breaking out into violence, which is good. You do notice lining some of the streets, that are keeping a distance are others more gentry, sort of aristocrats types that are hands crossed, that are looking on with a disgusted sort of looking down their noses at these dirty people who are marching the streets and saying these things. And you can see these gentry like gathering into groups and pointing and humping at the at this torrid display of filth that is passing by. But otherwise, yeah, you can turn your attention back to your gardening and hopefully tune it out as no violence erupts. All right. How long do you spend at the church?
Probably like maybe an hour.
Cool. Very good. Those people come and go. And yeah, you spend some time doing that. And then go back home. Anyone else have a little scene or anything that they would like to be doing this evening before we turn in for the night?
Not this evening, but later on, yeah.
Awesome.
Lee would probably just get food and yeah, just continue just practicing, and then after that she will head to bed for the night. And
Very good.
because she's exhausted.
It's been a big day. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, time will pass. The night will arrive. And if you rest or recharge in Device 42's case and not go wandering at night, it will pass pretty quickly. Otherwise, if anything happens during the night, let me know as I set the day to...
What's for dinner that night?
Remember that your meals were only paid for your first night's stay, so you get to choose.
I'll have a meat and potatoes style, like just whatever meat and vegetables are available.
There's like a bangers and mash. They're like got local sausages, and potatoes.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Some onion based gravy. Cool. So we will set the day to Wednesday.
And yeah, Leah would probably just have the same thing that she had the first night. Which is like some sort of soup or something. Like,
Okay. I'm gonna have to do this another way. Yep, some sort of soup.
and I don't, yeah, and I don't know how much that costs.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm not looking to, track tiny amounts of money. At the end of the week, I'll
Okay,
just say,
gotcha.
unless it's like I buy, fine wine or something, then that'll be
Right,
different.
right.
But if you're just
Okay.
having standard meals, I'll just charge you an amount at the end of each week, so we don't have to like do it every single meal. Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, color is pretty relaxed as long as you are under the employ of Rontal, and so she'll just come and check in and be like, "This is how much you owe for your stay and for the meals that you've had each week at the end of each week."
Right, got it.
Now, if you were to fall off the employ of Rontal Tane, that might change. In fact, let's do this.
Oh God.
Let's do this. It's fun, right? You will wake up in the morning and you hear a bit of a ruckus downstairs. It's probably the first ruckus that you've heard while living at this establishment. It's pretty peaceful here. But there's a bit of a ruckus downstairs, and there's a group of 4 individuals who are gathered around a table and are basically and Carla is standing polishing a glass or a cup just nearby, and they're like, you can't force us out. We've been doing good work and things like that. And Carla's like, no, there's no reason to raise your voice. What do you mean? We're not raising our voice. We just want our rooms. And it's like, well, unfortunately, it looks like your tab and your work with Rontaltain has come to an end. Oh yeah, he was really unfair. And so this sort of thing is happening. And yeah, so this one particular group of adventurers seem to have finished up with Rontaltain, and don't particularly like the fact that they now have to pay.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Due to the ruckus, I think Leah will go down and investigate further and maybe
likewise, if-
try to help
Yeah,
her
Yeah.
by calming them down.
sure.
If
While
I'm not recharging at the time when this happens, then I would definitely go down there.
Oh yeah, no, you finish recharging. Yeah,
I'd probably actually be sitting down there carving anyway.
cool. Yeah, they're not coming to
while
blows or
they
anything.
are
Yep.
getting calmed down by our friend
Mhm.
Leah,
Yeah.
I would help as well.
Meridian's going to go ahead and do subtle spell on telekinetic hand and liberate some of their coin for the lady of the house whose establishment they're insulting.
All right. Well, we'll need a thievery check.
Do these adventures have any identifying marks? Heraldry?
they have identifying marks. They definitely don't have heraldry. They would have maybe tattoos. One of them probably has a distinct tattoo.
I'd like to just kind of get as good a look at it as I can without being obtrusive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just to be clear, that's telekinetic hand with subtle spell or conceal spell.
Yeah, so, and you've got the thing that allows you to
Yes.
use telekinetic hand to pick pockets, is that right?
Yep. So it would be this. Does it show it? Yeah,
After
subtle.
you sustain the spell,
And I have...
you can use the tools to make thievery checks to disable devices or pick locks.
Oh, it's not... Okay, I thought it allowed you to pick pockets as well.
Does not look like it. We can double check it. I'll double check it for you. The set of thieves tools.
Check
and
the other one too.
When you cast the spell,
I may have misread it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Larcenous hand allows you to steal and make thievery checks. That's at 8.
Okay, maybe that's what I'd read in preparation for later.
Yeah, and you'll need pickpocket to pick that up.
I haven't.
Yeah.
So if I have to, I'll try to just do that.
So at this stage,
Walking by them.
the target for your agile hand is actually a set of thieves tools, and it will then grab those thieves tools and attempt to disable devices and pick locks. So
Yep, I got that. I missed.
Yeah. No,
sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, these things happen when none of us it's all good. PF2 tends to be pretty specific. We like to allow for certain things from time to time. But yeah, you would understand that you wouldn't normally be able to do that. Do you want to try to do that with you? Do you want to maybe try and get into a position where
I'll just slip by and do that.
I'll have you make a stealth roll as well in that case, because you're not using that. Yeah. And you know, there's a ruckus, so they're somewhat distracted. Ooh.
Well, there's that, but it wouldn't have been that.
We could have you try to play it off. So you would be noticed, but you could try and feign that you were there for a different purpose if you want, because the thievery check was successful.
Yeah, no, I'll act like I'm stumbling about and tired, and their ruckus is causing me a problem.
Yeah, that makes sense. They don't believe you, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter that they don't believe you. They're not like standing there trying to question you. They've got other concerns right now. So maybe they'll remember this and come back to it, but we'll see how the story progresses. But for
Apparently
now,
the game's decided I can't do anything. So
for now, well, no, you've stolen it. You know that they've noticed you, but that you know that you were able to take it without them seeing that you took it. They just saw your presence, and then you tried to play it off, but you know that they haven't believed you. But they were focused on something else. So,
I would like to try to diplomatically resolve the differences and get them to leave the establishment.
All right.
I'll assist with that.
Can we roll more ones? What, you know? That
I
be
would very much hope to not roll a one.
I mean, we're doing so well with rolling ones. We're really talented at rolling ones.
What the hell? Oh, so hang on. My stuff's being stupid. There we go. All right. Yeah, Foundry's being weird for me, like the memory shit.
Yeah, Leah, I'll get you to make a diplomacy check too, but to aid.
Yep.
Leah has not been successful to aid you, but a 16 is enough to have them pay attention to what you're trying to say, and you're basically asking them to pipe it down and pay their bill and leave.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you up and down. One of them.
Did they see the religious symbol?
Oh yeah, you've displayed it.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
pretty prominently, at least in your previous descriptions. So yeah, they can see that. Yeah, they'll look you up and down. And go, oh, well, you're probably still in the employ of Rontaltain, so you know. Good on you. Enjoy the short-lived employment, and let's see how you feel when you have to pay. And they'll fork out the money, and they'll slam it on the table, and they'll walk out.
I will.
When they
I mean,
walk out, I'll say
like,
to Lauren, I wonder if they were the ones that were killed the rats.
They don't match what you already know.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that they're that. Because we had a pretty, like, she gave us a pretty good indication of like who those people were. So I don't think that was those people.
It's the people that were dealing. Those people weren't under Rontil.
That's correct.
They
Yeah,
just
the ones that
pretended
helped the
to
lady.
be, and I'm sure the person here running this establishment at the inn would know if they're under Rontil or not.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah, the Stout Squire banner
And
that
that's why.
did the thing against the woman were definitely not employed by Rontaltain. And by the way, this is no shade on you, but they didn't even pretend to be. They were presented themselves as adventurers, not necessarily under anyone's employ. So, just as adventurers at this stage. And these guys here, they have been under the employ of Rontaltain. That doesn't match the description. None of their stuff really matches the description of what you heard about the Stout Squire banner.
Would I be able to, by looking at what they wear, determine if they're from Thornport or somewhere else?
It looks like they're not from Throneport.
Okay, so they're just like some of us that just have come from other places.
Yeah, it looks like based on the colorings, things like that, maybe they're Karnathi, and by their accents, you could roll a society check to confirm that, or give you a different picture. But just with what you're seeing right now, that's your gut. But yeah, you'd have to make a society check to confirm or. Yes, they're Karnathi.
Okay.
Not only that, with a critical success, let's go to the map. You know a little bit more specific than this. God knows how you figure this out, but I think
I'm just a wizard.
maybe one of them like drops a like a business card or something, and you manage to pick it up. Like we'll use that as our inspiration for this D20 for this critical success. So give me a second here. Here's the Eberron map. Okay, so we are here in Throneport. Karnathi is this land up here. Okay, all of this up here is Karnathi, or is Karnath rather. All the way to this dotted white line that comes up and down over there. So it's a big nation. These people seem to come from in and around Korth here.
Okay.
So they look more regional than actually coming from the city of Korth, but probably from, one of these local hexes here somewhere.
Yeah.
And then but there's something here that's got Korth written on it. Maybe it's the inn or a tavern at Korth. Maybe it's actually what would make a really good sense here is you find a ticket for the ferry and you see that it's got Korth as the leaving point and Throneport as the destination. And you see that ticket was dated and fulfilled, like they arrived here in Throneport on the same day that you guys started your adventure. So it all makes sense, right? It all fits. They started at the same time as we did. Okay.
They must have did a terrible job.
Runtletaine's been nothing but accommodating for you guys, so I don't know what they did, but
yeah. Oh, we haven't been kicked out yet.
They say that if they would have heard that, which they haven't, they would have said yet, but they didn't. So okay. Yeah. So they've left mostly peacefully, just in a bit of a huff.
Hey, at least.
And Device 42, given that you were wanting to pay attention to who they are, you would have seen Leah pick up this ticket stub and see that had dropped from their pocket when they basically got the coins out and banged them on the table. That's when the ticket fell out. So you would see her pick that up and know that came from their pocket, because you were looking to understand more about them as well.
Okay.
Lower your head and look out. There's a blue dragon flying around your stream. I'm glad it's on the stream and not in Throneport. It's good to see a blue dragon. Welcome in.
It could be a friendly blue dragon.
It could. All right. Well, it's pretty early morning. Coming towards 9 a.m. Now you've gotten your morning activities done, and you have all day today to rest, relax, or do something that you want to do. You don't have an official task today, and you don't have an official task tomorrow either. Your first official task that is set is a meeting with Mordrin DeCanath on Friday, and then with Casimir on Saturday. And it is Wednesday today. So, what are we doing?
I think Leo would want to learn more about Thornport and go around and speak with locals and stuff. Just better get acquainted with the people, like not going into other districts, just the district that she's in right now.
Just Darun Gate? or the Brelish
Yeah.
zone as a whole? So Durungate is just this little sliver, or the Brelish zone is all of the blue?
I think she'll just like go around where she can in Relish Stone and just kind of like look at the sights, get more comfortable where she is, and yeah, just learn about all the locals, like speak with them, chat with them, and just get more comfortable.
Okay.
She wants
One,
to learn
two,
where
three,
all the
4,
all
5,
the
6, 7,
good stuff
9. Let's
is.
have you roll a d10, please.
D10, D10.
It was fun. Thank you, Blue Dragon. Number 1. All right. So you spend most of your time walking around Darun Gate, where you've been established. You don't. You might sort of explore a little bit further, but most of the stuff that you see and most of the people that you talk to in are in this area. Um, you meet a whole bunch of market vendors that talk up their wares. Again, just as a reminder, you are noticing that the prices are a bit more expensive in Darun Gate than maybe elsewhere in Throneport because it's where people come and go, and that's opportunistic of them and wise of them.
Yeah.
They can do that. Yep. So and then so yeah, you meet a few street vendors. You meet some locals traveling from place to place. You might meet some people coming into Throneport or leaving Throneport. You'll see the checkpoint and people moving through the checkpoint. Some of them, get stood aside and their goods are checked over and scanned even more properly than were yours, because they're suspicious in some way. You notice that there are quite a few people who are poor, maybe sitting on street corners, begging for alms, and I mean ALMS, not arms. Um, and yeah, it's the smell of sea is pretty distinct, and the smell of street vendors of various types. The ones that are most prevalent here are things like sausages, like dried sort of sausages. There's maybe some some freshly cooked bread stalls. Um, there's definitely fish, plenty of fish stalls around. You meet both people that are buying stuff there as well as people that are selling things. And you meet some warehouses, basically people ferrying goods from warehouse to warehouse, sometimes within Darun Gate, sometimes leaving Darun Gate to go to one of these other districts. None of them are really going through the checkpoint per se. They're mostly just ferrying goods from one to another. You see people with carts and wagons rolling down the street and moving goods from place to place. Do you strike up a particular conversation? And if so, what is it?
I think she would like just chat about, just like casually chat, like strike up a conversation with someone about, like, how long have you lived here? Are you just visiting? Just like casual conversations with people.
Okay.
Whoever wants to like actually like chat with her. She just wants to learn more about just them, the people that live here, and just Thornport. And potentially, the conversation might lead into like what are some of the things that you hate about Thornport? What are some of the things you love about Thornport?
Okay. This person, let's roll another d10 and see what sort of person you have met and talked to. Out of interest. Okay. This person that you have met and that has stopped to talk with you, this person seems pretty dejected by Throneport. They're talking to you about how expensive things are and about that most people can't get a good quality of life here. And if you are going to have a good quality of life, you need to resort to less than legal means. Oh, and by the way, would you like to buy one of my watches? And sort of opens the vest and they're like lined with, obviously very fake expensive watches, uh so yeah.
Oh, well, that's a wait. How much is one of the watches?
Oh, well, it depends which one you want. See, this one's got gold lining, and that's going to be a little bit more expensive. But see this one here, and he's still like trying to work it out, and it's just like, yeah, pitches you a few different price levels. The cheapest of which would be, let's say, 5 copper pieces, and the most expensive of which will be 5 silver pieces.
Um, well,
Don't do it.
I think what Luxley is going to do, um, she's gonna give him some silver, and then
Oh, God.
also try to convince this guy to take up a better means of work, and
Roll
maybe she
for
can
it.
help
All right.
find him some work. She wants to help this guy so he doesn't have to resort to these unnecessary, like this illegal selling tactic. She wants to try to help this guy.
All right, diplomacy, please. And how many silver are you
aid.
spending on this?
I'll aid the diplomacy.
Are you with Lear? Okay,
Am I?
you can.
Right.
If she's okay with it,
Yeah, I'm with her.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm fine with it.
All right. Yeah, by all means. Sure. Why not? Yeah. You guys. So you're talking with this guy. And he's like, oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And he looks at you, Alarin, and goes, what about you, sir? What about you, sir? I'm sure that you would be interested in one of these fine watches, sir. Now, here is a fine gentleman's watch. It has a long history. He's rolling up.
He says the words "long history," and my eyebrow raises, and I don't smile.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he says long history, and I'm like,
While going around, have I come across anyone that like a good potential workplace for this guy?
Make a society check. Nope.
It was terrible.
Like he seems like, so you've seen businesses, but you're not sure that this guy would make a good fit for one of them. And none of them are really looking for employees either. So right now, it's not like there's nothing, but it's not obvious that this guy would be great, and none of the businesses that you went past were looking anyway.
Right. My next tactic is I'm going to find out what this guy might be good at other than scamming people.
All right. Perception, please.
Used car salesman. Oh wait, you said not scamming people.
Oh my god.
Your general picture of this guy is, in the great words of Aladdin, street rat.
Leah's struggling to find any good qualities in this guy. She's like, there's good in some and everyone. I know there is.
All right. Well, I
You
will.
didn't say that about Murden the other day.
Murden pissed her off the other day.
Hypocritical, don't you think?
All right. So you guys
You didn't say you were
do this. I'd like to now traverse back to the rest of the group. As you guys have had a bit of a scene over there with this salesman, totally legitimate salesman. What is Device 42 and Mirrodin doing today while these guys are out and about?
People watching and carving the treant.
Okay. Are you doing that out in the open, like on like just outside, or are you doing it in the tavern, or?
Oh, probably outside somewhere where I could sit, where I wouldn't be in anybody's way, but I could see people coming and going and stuff, and just
Yeah, it's
see all
probably
the
one
different
of
things.
those like what I was talking about before, that's kind of like in the middle of a crossing where there's multiple ways branching from it, and there's like a big tree, and there's some grass, and there's like some park benches and stuff are surrounding it, maybe some shrubs. You can sit on one of those park benches and watch people go past.
I'd be more likely to just, pop a squat on the ground next to the tree than sit on
Sure.
a bench.
Sure, yeah, of course. Sounds good.
So I would check in with Rumthel and the urchins and try to set up the transportation goods for the what was it, cold iron? I think it was that we found with the miners in the sewer to get that going where it needs to go.
Yeah, he's unconvinced that it would be a good idea to employ the urchins that you spoke of to ferry goods from place to place. He appreciates the thought, but he says that there are potentially more reliable ways of ferrying goods around town that won't get goods siphoned off the top.
Wait, so is he a classist or an ageist?
But we need to find out. Apparently one of those.
Perhaps he's just had bad urchins.
I will collect the group of urchins that I know are trustworthy, who, at least keep their word, and gather the good ones and ask him if he'd be at least willing to meet with them.
Oh, he's willing to meet with them.
And so I would get a group of them and tell them that, hey, we might have a way for you guys to actually make some income and, make a living to actually have food, and introduce them to him
Okay.
and present them as potential candidates for message or package runners, stuff like that, and that it would work for utilization of moving the cold iron as well.
Okay. Would you sit sit in on their meeting together?
Yeah, not like imposing, interrupting, but so the kids have a friendly face that they're used to being around.
Mm. Rontal will speak to them. He will let them know the nature of the work. And he will say that typically farriers around Throneport need to have identification papers, and they would have to be registered. And in order to work officially for him, there would be more registration papers for that. And he would look for a response from these kids to see how they react to that, given that he knows that you didn't have papers, and saw your initial reaction to some of the paperwork stuff. What do you think would be their...
I mean, they probably would have better reactions than him because he just didn't care to pay attention to it. Where they're probably a little more attentive than Mirrodin is to some things like that.
Possibly some of them even told Mirrodin, and Mirrodin ignored it before all of this.
It's very probable.
Okay. Well, given that their position is slightly more favorable than yours was, Rontal sees that there might be potential, and he says, well, what about this? I'm willing to give you a small income to ferry goods within the zone where you kind of grew up, which is kind of around Falstead, Silverlight, Diana's Refuge, the Bright Quarter, around these areas. And I can arrange for someone, one of my seconds, or maybe best, to organize some packages from place to place, and we will just give you a work trial. And if that goes well, then I will consider expanding that. But for now, we need to sort of make sure that you're gonna do the right thing. And so he will give them a small stipend to pursue a work trial with him.
Cool. Yeah, no, Mirrodin's just trying to improve the status because he grew up on that with nothing, and he's like, this is at least an option to do something.
Yeah. Well, he's going to talk with
Make the city better.
He's going to talk with the Refuge Church, and specifically Valeria Inisur, to see, what she might benefit from in relation to this. She's the most likely candidate that would be okay with having
Yeah,
people like this work for them.
understandable.
And so he'll say he's going to look into that, and he should have some like proper answers by the end of the week. But he's definitely willing to give them a go, as long as
Yeah.
she's up for it. So
yeah,
he will pursue
Emmerding
that.
will escort them back after the meeting and try to give them all a pep talk to do their best, and hey, this is a good chance. Let's make it worth it.
Yeah, awesome. Let's see how the pep talk goes. See what their response to that is. Give it, and why not? We're gonna give it a plus.
Diplomacy, society.
Probably diplomacy +2 because they know that they're gonna get paid. Anything.
Please don't.
Nice.
Hey, good. It didn't totally be a pill.
They're very receptive to the idea. So
Hey.
there it is. Anything else from anyone then before we transition to meeting to going to Rontaltain's dad's home and meeting with him this evening? Nope. Great.
Not for me.
Nope, Leah's just disappointed in herself. Not the person that's scamming people, herself.
She keeps putting her faith. She keeps putting her faith in people, and people keep not rewarding it.
All right. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Now, just wanna. Do you guys see anything on this map, or do I need to pull your tokens in?
I don't.
Come
I
in,
see
I
the
don't see
darkness.
I can look at the stream though.
I see the abyss.
I see nothing.
What I will do then, I don't
I'm in
need
a
to
black
pull
hole.
your tokens in. I can just give it one of these. Boom.
Yep.
Now you should be able to see.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I can see.
So this is a general representation of Rontaltain's home. It is a 2-story home, but the second story is not as big as many of the second story buildings. In fact, the second story is literally just like one room here.
Yeah, that's
And otherwise, it's fairly humble for a state official like Rontal. That is something that many of you notice. Maybe if you've had a lower upbringing, this house is very significantly nice compared to stuff that you might have grown up with. But to those that have any sort of idea what nobility or aristocrats or state representatives would normally live in, this does not come close to what most of them live in. Essentially, it's a brick building. It is it's made up of a lower bedroom, an upper bedroom, a kitchen, sort of living area, and some storage. There's also an outside little garden that is obviously being tended, that has some herbs, maybe a couple of veggie rows, pretty standard stuff, maybe cabbages, turnips, you know, staple kind of foods. Nothing very exotic. And a storage shed out the back. But it's on its own piece of land. Now, the depiction around the edges of this particular map are misleading, because it is still in the city, not on like a random piece of land. There is grass, but all these trees and the dirt roads and stuff are misleading. But it is on a decent piece of land. It's all enclosed. There are houses nearby. All of the houses nearby are approximately of the same or similar quality, size.
Question.
Yes.
If somebody didn't know that Rontaltain or Rontaltain's father lived in this house, would anything be able to tell them that he did? Like, is it the biggest in the area? Is it like a
Not
little
by a long
more?
shot.
Okay.
It's pretty standard for the area. Like,
Okay.
it does not stand out from the other houses in the area at all.
That was definitely, definitely answers my question. Like, man of the people indeed.
Yeah, and inside, you see mostly common chairs, mostly common tables, mostly common clothing. It's well kept, and there might be some cushions on some of the tables or chairs. There might be a cloth on the table to cover it. But everything is pretty stock standard.
Lee is just going to just be amazed of the house and stuff. She's never had a house of her own, so she's just amazed, and she'll just like let him know, like, you have a beautiful house.
So yeah, Runtel's coming in and out from cooking. He's in the kitchen, and he comes out. He has you take a seat around his too small table. It's not quite big enough for all of you, but he gathers chairs around, and
Guess it's good that
he
two of
makes
us
it
are
work.
small.
Yeah, he makes it work. He brings out, a pitcher of water, and sort of some cups. He doesn't really have that much glassware in the house, so these are just like ceramic cups. And he'll pour you some tepid water. Seems clean. And you'll notice that there is an open fire. The fire seems to be the only heating in his home. And it is on. It's pretty chilly, not like super, super cold, but it's pretty chilly tonight. We're still in winter, and coming towards the end of winter, so there's that. And yeah, but the fire's on. It's got, some wood. It's obviously smelling and feeling good. And that one, yeah, as I said, that one fireplace is heating the entire house. What else can I say? Yeah, so he's moving in and out. He really appreciates the compliment. He says, "Oh, thank you. Hopefully, Dad will be downstairs soon, and you'll be able to meet him. He is the owner of the house, but I've lived here all my life. Well, not all my life. I've lived here since he came home from the war. That's when he purchased this particular property."
I would. I think this sounds similar to the house that my family lived in Lethlear. Um, maybe my family house was a little smaller, so I Alarm feels very at home in this area or in this type of establishment, and um, he also gives his compliments to Rontal and looks forward to meeting his father.
Okay. And he continues to just cook, come in and out. If you'd like to ask him questions, get to know him, feel free. As I've said before, he is one of the many NPCs that you can actually get to know and find out about and stuff like that. So if that interests you, feel free. If not, it doesn't matter.
Mhm. Like
I
you
think
mentioned, you mentioned the war. I'm sorry. You mentioned the war, and like I would ask him like where were you stationed, where were you deployed to, et cetera, and like maybe find a common thread of just building the relationship with Rontal.
Yeah, Runtle will graciously respond to you. He says he wasn't actually involved in the fighting of the war. He was actually engaged as a diplomat between various nations over the course of those years. He says that he wasn't involved with fighting. He tried to negotiate agreements between whoever was antagonistic with whoever they were antagonistic against. He said it changed many times, even over the few years that he was doing that. He's still pretty young, I suppose. Like, he might be in his very early 30s, maybe. Um, he's only really been in this station for a short amount of time in the grand scheme of things. And so yeah, he was basically a diplomat for a number of years. Um, and his training before then in school was basically, you know, state state funded training, just diplomatic envoy type business. He says that his dad was involved in the fighting and he is a significantly different man now.
um I think Leo would ask if Rontal needs any help in the kitchen with preparing food and stuff. She does she likes to help when she can, and she does enjoy cooking whenever she gets the chance.
Oh, I really appreciate that. He sort of looks around and you see that there's not that much room. And he sort of goes, "Oh, if you like, you could peel these carrots and potatoes. We're going to be just throwing them into this into a mix here. They're the last things to go on. They should be ready in about half an hour. Once you peel them and chop them and put them in the boiling water over there. If you like."
She will then proceed to do that, and I guess just like as long as it's not disturbing him, because I think she'd ask like if like talking in the talk chit chatting in the kitchen, if it's okay or not, because um
Oh, he's more than
with
happy to
some
talk to
past
you while you're.
experiences of her, it wasn't okay because sometimes she'd be in the kitchen in the orphanage, and we had she always had to be quiet.
He says, "No, no, I'd love to get to know you." And he asks you some questions about you growing up and and about the orphanage and your experiences and stuff like that over the next 20 or so minutes.
Yeah, and she'll reply like, some orphanages were good, some weren't so great. You just each orphanage you go to, you learn different things.
Fair enough. It becomes pretty clear to you that he's genuinely interested in each and every one of you. He definitely believes in peace and unification based on the way that he's responding. He talks about himself a little bit, and you pick up from this a love of renovation that he's got, and he will point to a number of pieces of furniture and says, "Oh, that's a piece that I just finished making, a few weeks ago," and things like that.
And Leah will sound generally like happy and excited. Like, wait, you built this?
Yeah, it's just a stool, but yeah, I made it.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it took me about 2 or 3 months just doing a little bit each day.
Wow. Takes that long for a stool? I had no
Well, when
idea.
you don't have a lot of time, yeah.
Guess that's true.
You can see that this particular stool, though, has a cushion on it, and it's got those press-in buttons that sort of marry the stool to, like, the cushion to the stool, and there's they're all in neatly in a row all along. It's not fine artisanship. It's definitely homemade, but everything's in, like the buttons are in a row. Mostly.
Yeah, I think generally Leah's just going to be amazed by like everything here because it's like she's never had nice things, so like even if something doesn't look nice to her, it looks amazing.
Cool. He notices this and he's really quite chuffed about that.
Oh, it's going to be fun whenever we get to a noble's house. You're going to faint with all
all this stuff, yeah.
all the gold inlay.
After about 15-20 minutes, he, he'll come out with some of the food and put it on the table. And he'll call out and he'll go, "Dad, dinner's ready. Dad!" And you'll hear some movement from upstairs. Yes, son. Sort of comes down. So, you guys are all gathered around the table. And in fairly short order, a quite old man comes down the stairs, and he is completely and utterly naked. And he just walks right up to the table, tackle out, and he's like, "Oh,
Actually,
hello."
without even reacting or being stunned at all, I'm just gonna go over to him when he comes down and greet him and say thank you for inviting me to your home, and I'm gonna hand him the tree.
He smiles, like big open smile, and he takes this tray and he goes, "Oh, this is wonderful.
Can I cast light there so it just like blurs it out?
Yeah, it'll highlight all of those fraying gray hairs that are errantly dotted across his old wrinkled body.
I was trying to make it so it would blur it out, sort of thing.
Sure, you
You
can
know
do
how when you
that.
can't look at light because it's bright, so it just makes it kind of invisible.
Yeah. When
To the
when he
Jonah
first
Hill.
comes in, Leah's just gonna be like, "Oh, hello, sir. Nice to meet you."
Ronzel immediately will stand too, and he's like, "Dad, like," and he'll move over to his dad, and he like stands between you and him, and he's like, "Dad, go put some clothes on. What are you doing? You know we have guests." And he seems very embarrassed. "Come on, Dad, come on," and he sort of gently moves him back towards the stairs. He's like, "Look, we need when there are guests, we need to wear clothes." And he starts
Sounds like my kid.
guide his old man up the stairs. Oh, okay.
Sounds like my son.
All right. So after a few minutes, he comes down and he's got some trousers on and a shirt. So it's better than it was.
Oh yeah.
And Runtel's like a little bit pink, at this point. He's just, "I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Please, the stew is fresh today." Like he's like, tries to like
It
change.
smells wonderful.
He says, "Yeah, hopefully it'll taste that way." And there's some fresh vegetables that Leah has helped with here. The stew is goat and
Mutton. Yummy.
yeah, and so he'll dish some out. They're just simple bowls, so he'll pour the stew in, with a ladle into each of the bowls, and actually, it's just a shirt, no trousers, because I want that he can sit on the chair and like open his legs, and if you happen to see that, you probably see too much. That's probably what I want in this position. But you can look at his face and you can look at his upper body and be not taken in by the sights down there.
Not until he gets up.
Yeah. And yeah, he brings back the figurine that Device 42 gave him when he comes back down the stairs, and he'll sit with it and he'll look at it and he'll move it around with his hands, and he's like, "Oh, this is wonderful. What type of being is this?" And he'll start asking questions about this treant that you have formed.
I'll tell him everything I know, including the type of tree that it's modeled off of and everything I know about that tree.
"Oh, it did look like one of those trees. I did wonder, but it was interesting that it had a face and arms." Yeah, and he enters into small talk about this. He'll engage you with conversation. He'll ask how you know what this thing looks like, and just talk to you about it.
Yeah, I'll tell him about being a dendrologist at the Sacred Grove. And talk about my time, like all the different trees and stuff that I got to take care of and learn about.
Cool. He seems genuinely happy to like talk about all of that. I'm sorry.
Knowing,
sir.
no, it's fine. Knowing that Rontal said that his father did fight in the war, I'm going to go out of my way to avoid bringing that up.
Cool.
Because I do not want to put a damper on. I don't want to put him in a bad headspace, especially since he's enjoying his conversation with 42. And so I want this to be a positive evening.
Yeah. In fact, as he's talking with the Vice 42, just in the middle of like eating, he'll like stand, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I've got something to show you." And he'll go to the back door and he'll open the back door and there'll be a very fresh breeze like that just sort of comes in and might blow out a candle or two, that's on the thing, and he'll go outside and he'll close the door again and you'll hear him pottering away, and then he comes back to the door and he opens it again, and just as Runtal is like trying to light another candle is when the door opens again, and it just blows the candle out again, and Runtal's like,
He does all this with no trousers on.
Correct, yeah.
As
I
he
mean, the
gets
shirt
up,
comes
Leah
down
is
beyond, like, it comes down to, like,
Okay, so it's a night
it's
shirt.
yeah, it's a night shirt, yeah. But
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oof, okay.
Okay.
Still, you see the bottoms of his hamstrings,
Leah is only looking here.
Yeah,
Right?
at his
Eyes.
face, yeah. Fair enough. Trying really hard to look just at his.
I just keep my eyes
looking
closed.
straight up. Just looking at the eyes. It's all about the eyes. Just look at the eyes.
The eyes, boo!
He comes in.
Meanwhile, I'm not saying anything, but I'm wondering why everybody is so obsessed with clothing and so uncomfortable without it.
Right, yeah. Everyone
makes
seems
no
very
sense.
uncomfortable. Well, I don't know about Mirrodin, but everyone else is like, Mirrodin's
Not particularly
fussed
cold or anything. They don't
How
need to worry
clothed
about
are
the winter right
urchins
now.
usually?
about this level, if at all. So yeah, I don't think it bothers Mirrodin at all. Yeah. So he brings in a plant. It's a potted plant, and he'll just come in and he'll place it like at the top of his plate, and he'll just move the plate down, and he'll look at you, Device 42, and go, "Oh yes, well, yeah, this plant was one that I just ordered, and this comes from the Eldine Reaches, and this plant, as you can see, has these little fluffy spikes, and you can sort of press it and it sort of sponges back, you see? It's very nice. Have you seen these ones?"
Have I?
Oh, probably, yeah.
But I could roll nature if you want.
Yeah, sure. It's pretty common, so it's not a high check. Yeah. Not only have you seen it, you know the scientific name of this.
I'll tell them, oh yeah, we called them that. And then I'll tell them the name and where it comes from.
Oh, you have a great depth of knowledge, sir.
On plants and trees, yes. I'm trying to learn more about people. People are weird.
Not wrong.
They're obsessed with little bits of paper and clothing.
And food.
So yeah, he starts to like poke away at the plant. Just enjoying the spring. the spring of the
As Leah's finishing up her food, she will ask if anyone wants to hear any music.
I would love to
Rontal would
hear some
smile and he
Leah's
goes,
music.
what do you know?"
Uh,
What doesn't she know? She knows everything.
Once he asks that question, she'll start ranting about all the music she knows, all the bands, all the people, the soloists, all the people that she knows that are like, oh my gosh, these guys are so good. Have you heard them before? Like just just completely
Yeah,
start talking
in the
about
middle
music.
of you trying, like, going through yet another band that you love, Atibo, which is Rontal's dad, he will just be like, "Oh well, you were talking earlier with my son about how you were growing up in orphanages. Why don't you play us a song that you played when you were calming the other orphans?"
Okay.
Roll me a performance check.
Let's see. Let's get
And given
my
that you
character.
have history playing this song, let's give you a +1.
That makes me wonder. That makes me wonder if like he was like in the area whenever she performed the other time.
Do you add the +1 yourself?
Oh yeah, just roll it and we'll just do it.
Okay.
We're not
I
worried.
wasn't sure how that worked.
Yeah, exceptional.
Ooh.
So this is high enough that you can put your own flair or voice or verse or something personal into this. So
Spin it.
what personal affectation are you giving this song that you've performed many times before?
So, it's a song that she played a lot, in the money orphanages that she went to, and it's a bit more of a sadder song,
Sure.
of just kind of the her kind of like showing in some struggles she went through, but um you might notice while she plays, she doesn't she has not fully acknowledged all that. She leaves a lot of that in the past. So like as she's singing this song, it kind of brings back that stuff. So towards the end, like her eyes are filled with tears, and she might like a little tear just kind of like goes down her face, like her cheek, just like strolls down. So it's it's just kind of like a song based on some of the struggles that she went through while growing up. And I think it might like throw her mother on like what little memories she has of her mother, because her mother made her happy, but she died when Leah was only like 8 years old. So she has like a little bit of memories. So it kind of like ties into that.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, as you play, and you'll hear Rontal, like, I'm guessing this is a song that you. Is this a song that you wrote or that you adapted?
She wrote it herself. She put her heart and soul into this song, and it is very dear. I think, and I think she the reason she sang it a lot also to the people, the other kids in the orphanages, um, to try to like, because they're all orphan, but her message was to say that, you know, your mom loves you and stuff,
Okay.
because her mom loved her.
Okay.
So it's a song about her mother, and it
So
kind of
after like maybe the second or third verse, Ronto will have picked up enough of the chorus that he can hum along. He doesn't know the words yet, but he'll hum along to the chorus. Atibo won't. His dad won't. But you will notice that probably about a verse or a verse and a half, or at the end of the first chorus, he's not full on like crying, but you see tears running down his cheeks. He's really touched by this song.
And like by the end, I think Leah will like realize like she's crying, and she's like, "Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there." Just kind of nervously, like kind of little shaken up. Because
Oh
like
my, young
she kind of tries
lady.
to put on.
Young lady, you don't have to be sorry. That was very beautiful. What a gift you have.
Why, thank you. I don't know. I've always just grasped to music, you know.
Yeah, Rontal will sort of clap you on the shoulder, you know, just good-heartedly, and just go, "Oh, well done, well done. That was really nice." And he'll bring out the second course, which is like a sort of dessert soup. It's sweet. And has a little bit of spice to it as well. Sort of finish the meal off. Probably tastes of cinnamon and sugar. And it's probably like I guess it's probably more like a pudding, but it's got a sauce on it, I suppose. And the sauce is most of it. The sauce is most of it, and there's a little bit of pudding in the sauce. Yeah. And yeah, he'll present that and give everyone a serving, and it's steaming hot.
Whenever anybody reacts to it strongly, I'm going to ask them, "What's that like?"
Have you ever been burned?
Wow.
No, the air elemental saved me from the fire elemental.
Well, if you want to know what it's like, then I don't know. Stick your hand in a fire. That's kind of what it's like.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Wait, don't do that. Don't stick your
you don't
hand
like
in a
it?
fire.
You don't like it? It causes you pain?
Fire hurts.
I mean, it's just spicy. It's spicy, which means it burns the tongue a little.
It doesn't, but doesn't like
It's
it's
literally
not like
what it does. It
sticking
burns
your hand
the
in a
tongue.
fire,
No,
though.
He asked. They asked the question like, "What is it like?" And they don't eat. So what do I? How do I compare? Like
That is the worst comparison you could ever give.
how? But what are you gonna like? What are they gonna do? Like, are they gonna like?
Why would
do
you
they
eat
have-
it if it burns?
It's a different kind of burn. It's a sensation of a small amount of heat that is
So-
interpreted by the tongue as spicy, but it's not on fire.
So Leah's going. She doesn't know how to explain this because she hasn't really had this before. So she's going to take a bite of it and see what it like tastes like and stuff, and then try to explain him like, okay, so okay, it feels like, and explain.
It's very,
of how
very,
it,
very wet pudding. So it's like pudding that's been soaked in the sauce for like maybe like an hour or two, and so it's absorbed all of the liquid, and it's just like oozing, you know. So it's quite molten, I suppose, in the mouth, and it's like and all of the taste of the sauce and the mixture is combined because it's been soaking in it. And it's sweet and it's warm and it's spicy all at once.
So
Lee will say, "It doesn't feel like a fire burn." Although
That's
it's like,
probably more
and then
like
she'll
an
also be
acid
like,
burn.
hot though, it's hot. Ah!
Hot fudge with a little bit of, yeah.
I asked 42. Have you ever seen water boil?
Of course.
So the thing that causes water to boil is fire. So
I'm gonna look at him like he's an idiot.
Yeah. It's so hard to explain food to someone who's never eaten. Like, how do you do that? But yeah.
Leah's gonna get curious. Like, have you ever tried to eat something?
There's nowhere for it to go.
yeah, he doesn't have a mouth, or they don't have a
I
mouth.
do have a mouth. Obviously, I have a mouth. I am talking. It's right here, and I'm gonna point at it and say, "Go open my mouth," and go, "See here."
So, in answer to Kitty Ghost Marine's question, how hot is it? When it first hits the table, you probably can't put it directly in your mouth, right? It's like you have to sit there, blow on it, and then you can put it in your mouth. And then you might go, oh, and after a minute, after a second, then it's fine, right? It's not like burn you hot, but it's it's enough that you probably want to wait a minute before eating.
For my portion, I'm going to use Conceal Spell and cool mine down and eat it like it's no problem.
Yeah.
So whenever you say you eat it like there's no problem, does that just mean that you can't perceive that it's
Oh,
hot?
no. I actually cool it down to a proper temperature because I can do that. And I use Conceal Spell so no one knows I did it.
All right. For what it's worth, I really didn't think that he had a mouth. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's hard to picture characters in their entirety sometimes.
Because like I've seen Warforged that don't have mouths.
Yeah.
And I think Leah will just ask more questions about Device 42 about him, and because like she's very curious, like she's never, seen someone like Device 42, so she's very curious on like.
I'd be surprised if
how
there
it
weren't a
works.
lot of Warforged in Sharn. I'd be pretty surprised. It's a major city. I bet there's quite a few Warforged there.
Oh yeah.
It's also an industrial city. Like a
Warforged are not that uncommon, actually.
Yeah, they're around. You would have seen Warforged, but maybe you haven't seen
May not have interacted with any.
exactly the type that Device 42 is, because he was part of a special batch for that grove, right? As far as I understood. Yeah, so you might not have seen that as common. You probably saw the more vastly manufactured ones, the ones that became super popular and that were basically printed on demand kind of thing for the armies.
Okay. But doesn't mean she knows anything about him.
No, not necessarily. Yeah, of course.
She certainly didn't have Warforged in any of the orphanages, maybe there would be guards outside of one of them or something. But
But-
other than that,
If there's particular questions you have, feel free to ask. But if you're just generally wanting to learn more, like just not role play it out. My character will definitely answer very honestly and openly.
and his character, in case we haven't caught on to this, is very young. So how many days did you say he is old?
Approximately 500.
So he's only 2 years old, essentially. Yeah.
Shit, less than that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Okay.
I think Leah like she might ask like, you guys like grow old
I
or
think so. There weren't very many. There were no old ones at the Grove, and most just gave up and stopped doing anything other than their base functions. Master was not kind.
so you do you have a master?
Well, not anymore. The airship crashed into his building and probably killed him. He was probably crushed under the building and burned by the fire elemental that got loose when the airship crashed.
Oh. Sorry to hear that.
I'm not. He was not nice. That's
What,
why I got to go on an adventure. I didn't have anybody to tell me I could not.
well, and I'm glad that you got your freedom and got to meet up with us.
Cool. So yeah, you guys get to know each other a little bit in this time. So let me ask: is there any information that any of any of like each other's characters would pick up on about our character that hasn't sort of been clear to them before? Like, I'll ask that. So, does anyone learn anything about Leah that she hasn't kind of said yet? Or about Mirrodin that he hasn't talked about? Or about Alarin that he hasn't talked about that would happen around this table with Rontal and his dad present?
I'd like to hear more about Sharn. The Sharn that Leah knows, obviously. I mean, I'm sure that, like, I don't know, like, if she's ever been to the upper part of the city or anything, but wherever she was
Probably
from
not.
within Sharn, that would be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
was
only probably been maybe halfway, like to the third level of 7.
yeah. She might have been there like I don't know, you call that the middle, or she might have been there like maybe a few times, but she mostly stayed lower down. So she is like amazed to actually see like blue skies all the time,
Yeah.
because a lot of the when you're like lower down, it's harder for it to like actually peek through, if it peeks through at all.
Many towers upon many towers upon many towers.
Yeah.
And
So the group may or may not have noticed that Leah's always like just looking up and just admiring the blue sky, the sun, and just always just admiring everything, because where she's from, she didn't get that much.
does Leah have like a is she fair skinned? Like she hasn't really like been in the sun much.
Yeah, she might be a little bit more on the pale side.
Okay.
Because like this is the like coming to Thornport is like the first time she actually ever really left Sharn.
Okay.
So wow, on her way to Thornport has been like the only journey she's taken.
Oh, all right. Has she gotten any sunburn?
It's
She might
winter.
have some. She might
Okay.
get some in what in
You can still get
spring.
sunburned in the winter, can't you?
I suppose, but I don't know that
You
she's that
can. I
pale.
think it's just harder.
Okay.
I think it's just harder to get sunburn in winter. But technically, you still could.
Sure. No worries.
But she hasn't experienced sunburn yet.
Okay. Um.
Do you think anyone would learn anything about Alarin?
I think that like I would talk about the house and how it was similar to the house that I grew up in. And how it had like the storage area in the back and the small farm, except my parents had a bigger farming area.
I think they were like, so like you were a farmer?
My parents were farmers, and I helped them.
It wouldn't have been 2 stories, probably.
No.
Just be a single story.
No,
And I
it
think
was
Leo
a
would ask, like,
it was a
what
simple
kind of
house.
farmers were you? Like, you have cattle, wheat farm.
So it was mostly vegetables. We weren't really like, it wasn't the farm wasn't like this big wheat farm or grain or anything like that. We didn't have like a silo with a mill or anything like that. We just gathered the vegetables and sold them at market, and we had some chickens and like just basic stuff, like maybe a cow or two for milk.
And as you're explaining this, I think Leah will just like show like real like engagement and just like she's very interested in what you're saying.
Mhm.
She's like finds that amazing. Because again, like Leah's never experienced any of that stuff, so and she's never had a house of her own. So she at anytime she hears stuff like that, she's always like super interested in it.
Yeah, I'm happy to continue to like just do
Cool.
small talk about like my childhood and growing up on a farm.
Awesome. Does anyone learn anything specific about either Device 42 that you haven't shared to us yet, or about Mirrodin that Mirrodin hasn't shared that he would maybe talk about during this meal?
I'm not sure that necessarily anything else, unless specific questions are asked, that I could think of something to share.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Nothing else really. I would after the meal, I'll offer to Rontal and his father, if they want more trees planted on their grounds, I'd be happy to do so while I'm here.
Atibo seems absolutely thrilled by that idea.
Let's have him show me where he wants them.
He'll stand up as soon as you say that and like go for the door, and Runtle like will try and put his arm up to where the candle so it doesn't get blown out for another time, and he just shoves the door up and he goes, okay, you come see. You come see, I'll show you. And he'll just like point
I'll
at a
just
bunch
yell,
of
you might want to put a
locations on the
jacket
outside.
on. It's pretty chilly outside.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. You think it's going to be a frost tonight. It hasn't quite set in, but you think it will be very soon. Cool. What about Mirrodin? Anything that Mirrodin will say that we don't already kind of No. No.
He'd probably just play different pranks that he can on everyone. Just
Sure.
friendly messing with them.
All right. Very good. In that case, the night is very pleasant. You've gotten to know Rontal and his dad a little bit, and after a couple of hours, they will they'll stand and show you to the door and tell you to rug up as you go back to your to the brass ring and say that he looks forward to your report at the end of the weekend. He says that probably there'll be more work to do, but he wants you to go and meet Mordred de Carnath first, and also meet with Casimir, and we'll sort of take it from there. He says, but I hope you have a good weekend, and if there's anything I can do for you, you know where my office is, and I hope to see you.
Thank you
He's
very
had a
much for your
wonderful
hospitality.
night.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys wrap that up. And another night will pass. Are there any frivolities during the night?
Yeah, I want to go to an area where there are like a garden and with lots of trees or whatnot, and I am going to summon a familiar.
Sweet.
I'll show him to the one over by the chapel.
After you guys are all asleep is when I'll probably go wandering and find it.
Oh, never
I
mind.
won't be announcing that I'm doing it.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so you will find something that will resemble a park. In the Brelish area, there's not like a massive one. There's little church ones here and there. I don't know. I'll just double check here if there's any that are very obvious. Nope. There's some in Sea Watch. How far would you want to walk?
Anywhere that I'd be allowed to go, honestly.
Okay. So the most obvious ones. Let's go back to this map. The most obvious ones would be in Sea Watch, and you'll see some in the Sovereign Quarter that match the description of what we were talking about with Alarin before. There's a few churches and stuff that have like church grounds, but if a church ground with like their sort of enclosed gardens isn't quite what you're looking for, Sea Watch will be the area here in the Brelish district that would most it's most open air and kind of sprawling one in the Brelish district. Or zone, rather.
Okay. And then I will summon the familiar. I wanted to have the picture before I did that, but
That's all right. We can sort out a picture as time goes on. We'll do it for next time. So you summon the familiar. Is there a description or anything like that you want to?
yeah, it's gonna look like basically a vaguely humanoid shaped tangle of sort of branches and vines, and have a little bit of like a spark of lightning behind its eyes when you look at it, and it'll have probably gentle gusts of air blowing around it occasionally, stirring leaves and stuff around it.
Very cool.
And I let's see here. Where did that go? No, that one's no good. Sorry, still don't have a picture.
Yeah. No.
I have named him Rootwind because he should have a name.
Yeah.
Even though I don't, he should.
I love it. That's really cute. So yeah, you'll go and summon your familiar um and meet and establish a rapport and all of that before you recharge for the night. So I'm going to now hop us to Thursday.
And like during the night, Leah would dream about her mom.
So how much does Leah remember?
She doesn't remember much, so like in the dream, her face isn't really clear because she hasn't been able to really picture her mother's face for a while now. So
Okay.
it's like she can almost see her face, but like can't make it completely out.
And do you think that the memory of her mum would be in the cityscape, or would it be from somewhere else?
He like in Sharn or
Yeah. Would it be from outside the city or inside the city, do you think?
um it might be like a little bit on the outer edge of the city.
Yep. Cool, cool, cool.
And then she was like, that's when she was like taken from there to an orphanage, and it so she was more in the city after that.
Okay. Give me a second. I want to do something here in this moment. Sorry, I just need to bring something up here. That's where we are. Okay. Just loading this up for you. The pleasant summer breeze sweeps gently through a peaceful field of flowers. You dance in the meadow and feel the soft grass licking at your legs as the morning dew glistens in the sunlight, tiny scintillating rainbows clinging to grass blades. The woodland is just over the next hill, and you eagerly anticipate the earthly toil, the connection to the heart of the land, the moist soil through your fingers as you forage for this week's herbs. The shade underneath the canopy is not quite instantly cooling, but sets in rather quickly. The day is young, just as you are, and the sun hasn't warmed the trees enough to penetrate the forest floor. The foot-worn path of many years of traversal from home into the wood is easy to follow. It loops around the larger, darker brown trees and cuts through the glades of lighter, thinner ones. Soon the path wears out and it's time to decide on a direction. You hear the sounds of trickling water and decide for the stream. It's been a few weeks since you foraged there, and you always cherish the opportunity to splash the fresh water on your skin, especially as it warms up. The pleasant chirping, tweeting, and singing of various species of woodland birds pipes up intermittently as you weave over and through the thick undulating root structures of a grandfather tree, your lithe body curling, climbing, falling, extending, and landing in the soft pine cones sprinkled amongst the soil. Your carefree, melodious whistle is carried by the breeze toward the stream, and soon the bubble merriment of the water over pebbles is as clear and pristine in your ears as the liquid itself is to drink. A final press through the shrub, tickling against your arms, and you emerge out into the open. For around an hour or so, you pick around the base of the trees, you reach into the shallows of the water, you dig under arching roots, you scrape against tree trunks, and stash away all the little goodies you find into the knitted wool-lined wicker basket. Is there anything in particular in this scene, in your memory, that you did? or in this dream, rather. You don't know
Yeah.
if... Yeah, but this is the vision that you're seeing in this dream. So what do you think your character would do? What do you think you would do if... Because you're remembering... Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She might be like running in the meadow towards her mother that is standing there, to like go, like, give her a big hug and stuff.
Okay. You remember, or you see yourself running, skipping through the grass towards this dressed this woman who has this dress on. You remember the dress in this moment, but you don't see her face, or at least it doesn't resolve in your memory. And something strikes you as odd as you are skipping towards her. This figure that you know to be your mum is looking off into the distance, like beyond you from the direction that you're coming from. And she has a concerned look on her face, and you sort of see and acknowledge concern, even though you can't see her face. That something is off as she looks beyond you to the direction where you were coming from. And you know, in this youth, you happen to turn because, you know, her offsettedness offsets you, and you turn, and you smell something on the air that you weren't smelling a second ago. It's a strong, acrid smell, and you see black smoke rising from the east, from just beyond where you were, from the forest land, and you see the unmistakable gleam of fire licking the trees just in the distance. What are you doing as you see this?
So I think what she would do next in the dream is kind of like tug on her mother's arm and, like, point over there, and kind of just kind of just stay with her, because she's in the dream. She is still a young child, so she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah,
So I think she'll just be tugging on her mom's arm and, like, pointing over there, like, this is, and probably just, like, like fire.
Yeah, you press into your mother's breast as she lifts you skyward, whipping herself around and running back towards your home. You can feel her heart beating through her shirt as she reaches for the door, grabbing some essentials. She shoves you on on the bike that you have journeyed in a little basket in the front of a bike, and she just like sits you in there. She jumps on the back of the bike. You cling to the child seat that is now too small for you, and she launches into position, kicking off down the hill. The wind is blinding. Your tears are blinding. You close your eyes, but you know you are safe. You don't know if you're ever going to see your home again. Then, blinking the tears away, you open your eyes, and you are now awake, back in your tavern room.
Whoa. Yeah, I think she just awakening should just be kind of just be like, whoa. just like a bit of a shock because like she hasn't dreamt of her mother for a long time now. She's pushed all those emotions away.
Right.
So, and I think um her singing that one song that reminded her of her mother so much just brought this up. So it's like brought it back.
Amazing.
So she might be a little bit shaken.
Yeah. Understandably.
And yeah.
All right.
And she'll just probably throughout the day she'll probably just be trying to remember more about her mother if she can, and yeah, just like kind of dawn on it, so she might not be focused today.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Leah seems a bit unfocused as you gather around your breakfast tables, or shape another wooden figurine of some sort. Whatever you're doing, Leah doesn't seem especially focused, and that it. I'm gonna skip Thursday here and go straight to Friday. We can fill in what you do as far as downtime activities on Thursday here in a bit, but I want to skip to Friday with your morning meeting with Mordrin de Cannith. You receive passes from Rontaltain to journey through the Threnish district to the Carnathi zone, to House de Cannith's embassy in the Carnathi zone. And let's see. You go to Iron Gate, which is this one here. So travel through along Zukov Street, seeing Borisk Market divided in two along your way. People buying and selling wares. Probably the biggest market that you've yet seen in Throneport for most of you, because it's divided into two entire districts. It's a north market and a south market. And you're making your way through along Zukov Street to Iron Gate. Iron Gate is awash with people. There are many different adventuring groups that are walking through the streets, and adventuring companies that you see advertised and businesses that are hiring adventurers through this district. You also see and hear various inns, taverns, making your way through the area, and you overhear many stories of old adventuring days, people regaling other people about their exploits once upon a time. These are the sorts of things that you experience in Iron Gate. You make your way eventually to House de Canis Embassy, or Consulate, or Enclave, however you want to say it, and go into this very stately looking building, whitewashed, very government, Roman-esque sort of style building. They're like tiled floors, and big open reception area, and a lot of a lot of air moving through the building. And you walk up to reception and say who you are and that you're here to see Mordred de Kenneth. They ask you to take a seat and wait for a few minutes, and then they allow you to go and see him. So I have here a representation of him. Again, these are just generic, very basic kind of representations of these people, so keep that in mind. This is him here. Some sort of idea of him. He is black-haired. He looks very drawn, very tired. There are big bags under his eyes. He looks very young for him to be as drawn and baggy as he is. He does not look happy at all. He is extremely morose when you come in. He is sitting behind a big desk, much like Runtletaine's desk. He seems to have just as many papers and writs to sign and things to stamp as Runtletain does, but he's like clearly behind in this task much more than Runtletain is. And he's just like looking at it, and he's just frowning at it and sighing a big deep, just like sigh. And he looks up to see you come in. He doesn't smile at you. He just like hoofs. He's like, I suppose you are these recruits that Runtletain has recently been tramping through the city. Well, I am Mordred de Kenneth, and this is de Kenneth Enclave. I bid you welcome. He doesn't seem to mean the welcome. He's not smiling whatsoever.
Well,
I immediately
Leo.
thank him for seeing us.
And Leah, with a big smile, will be like, "Pleasure to meet you, sir."
There's a slight roll of the eyes as Leah is brimming with excitement. He's like, probably under his breath, "Oh, one of those, great."
Lauren leans over to Leah and take it down a notch. Take it down a notch.
And she looks over at Lauren, so confused, like, "What do you mean? What do you mean by take it down a notch?"
Read the room. Okay. Like he's obviously tired. Like,
Well, he just needs to be cheered up.
While they're whispering to each other, I'm just gonna look at him and say, "What's got you so upset, sir?"
Who says I'm upset?
Your face.
I'm going to subtle spell and have the mage hand
Your
start
face.
massaging his back or something.
Oh God.
Stop that.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh no.
Do you need any help with something, sir?
Oh Jesus. Oh God.
You look like you could use a
We're here to
rest.
make it better. We're here to make things better.
Oh Jesus.
Great. It would be better if you didn't,
See.
Get that hat off. Get.
Okay. Lauren just says, "Everybody stop."
It'll go from massaging him to tickling him.
Wow. All right, so Mordred will jump up, like, 'cause he's shocked by the tickling. He'll just like jump.
I turn around and look at Mirrodin and I say, "Stop now."
You don't know.
please."
You don't know it's him. Not technically.
Really?
You don't know.
Aw, balls. Fine.
Subtle spell.
Okay.
All right, let's have a look at subtle spell here for a second.
Sorry, conceal spell. They changed the name of it. Sorry.
Yeah. Hiding your
Conceal
gestures and
spell.
incantations and gestures need to spellcast. If the next action is to cast a spell, the spell gains a subtle trait. Hiding the shining rune, sparks of magic, and other manifestations that would usually give away your spellcasting. The trait hides only the spell's spellcasting actions and manifestations, not its effects. So the observer might still see a ray streak out from you or see you vanish into
But
air, but
The
you
hand
are casting
manifests
hand.
a distance away.
Yeah.
So I say,
So
whoever
could
is
potentially
messing
see the
with
hand
him,
behind him when he moves
please
out of the
stop.
way.
Floating magical hand,
I'm
either
going to
invisible or
I'm going
ghostly.
to
30 feet.
try.
Yeah.
Leah's going to try and make this guy feel a little bit better by trying to talk this guy's language.
All right.
Oh God.
Go ahead and try to talk the guy's language, I
Oh
guess.
God. Oh God.
Diplomacy?
Oh God. I'm gonna aid. Oh God.
Okay, where's third? Third.
All right, let's see.
It's fun.
Oh God.
Let's see. I mean,
Ugh.
all right. What do you kind of want to say? You don't need an exact. I don't need it. But what's your intention here?
I guess the intention is just to kind of go into what what is possibly making him tired. Like I see, like Leah sees all the paperwork and stuff. So she might try to what's the word? I can't think of the word.
Calm him down. Try and make
Soothe.
him happier.
Like the word is right on the tip of my tongue and I cannot.
That's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to explain this.
Oh, good.
I guess talk to him, like talk similar things on what's going on with him, because sometimes talking about things can make things better, and maybe by hearing his struggles on some of the stuff that he has to deal with, she can figure out a
Commiserate?
way to try to help him.
All right.
Commiserate? I mean, anyway, like, so yeah, that's cool.
I could help him sleep if you want.
Oh God, no.
You know I can hear you, right?
Oh my God.
Oh, I know. I'm offering it to you.
Oh Jesus.
Do you want to
Oh,
sleep?
oh Dolora. Oh my God.
I can only sleep if I stop getting poked and tickled.
Oh my God.
And once you get
Who
all
would
this
do
work
such
done,
a thing? Inconceivable.
Good sir, please forgive my compatriots. They clearly don't see how busy you are and how much you want this to be a
Hey,
very short
I
meeting.
see how busy he is. That's why I'm trying to help.
And this doesn't make the meeting any shorter.
Right. Well,
let's
if
hear what
the unnamed person who whatever is causing the tickling and poking stops, maybe I can tell you what I want.
whoever is doing that, please turn it off.
Nerdin will
I
go
think
ahead
by
and
this
dismiss
point,
it.
Leah knows who the culprit is.
Maybe you've got to. Maybe you've got
I
to.
feel like
But you
with
don't
all
know.
the tricks he's played with after the museum incident. I mean, the first thing she thinks is,
Probably, but you don't have proof right now. So you're
I don't have
stopping
proof, but that's what Leah thinks.
is Mirrodin stopping?
Damn. Is Bearden gonna stop? Oh boy. Did I miss anything?
Oh, I can't hear him at the moment.
DM.
Maybe he can't hear me or us, or is just trying to sort out.
Oh, no worries. It's
Tech.
fine.
Cool. Either way, hopefully the playfulness will stop and he is able to sit and be peaceful for a minute. He will breathe out a sigh and goes, "Well, that was an unpleasant start to the morning."
He'll still bring hand gestures behind Eberron as he's talking.
I'm gonna try to be as absolutely 100% diplomatic as I possibly can to bring a swift end to this meeting and still get accomplished what we were supposed to do.
Right. So Rontaltain did tell me that you were accomplished adventurers. That you would be the right people to ask to do a particular task.
Oh, we
Can
are.
I be assured of this, or do I just let you leave and not ask for you to do what I wanted?
I mean, we've succeeded thus far, so yeah.
We can help.
You can depend on us, good sir.
Can I depend on you without random tickling and poking that may or may not have come from you?
I'm gonna like be craning over the desk trying to see what the hell it is he's talking about.
I unfortunately I cannot 100% guarantee this.
Hmm.
I'm being honest. I'm sorry. I'm not
Let's
gonna lie to
say
you.
it would be better for you if that magically stopped happening.
I understand.
Permanently.
I will have a chat with somebody that I will not name.
All right, so he says, "Well, I'm disinclined to share too much, but in case there is an acknowledgement that you might be interested in some work from House Decaneth and can prove to be useful to us, I have a journal, or series of journals, that have been located by a local archaeologist that belong to House Decaneth. And when I say located, hopefully I don't need to extrapolate on that.
You do not. I understand.
These journals belong to us, and it seems like this person has been trying to sell them throughout Throneport in different locations, and that does not please House Decaneth. So, for an interested party, a useful and skilled party, there might be some work to not only find this archaeologist and secure said journals, but to bring them back here to their rightful owners.
You can
We can
depend
do
on
that.
us.
That sounds easy.
Ooh.
Very good,
I wonder
very
if that
good.
Watch guy knows anything.
I will give you the weekend to think about how the serious nature of this, and you can come back on Monday with your answer.
Thank you.
We're here to help.
He says it is a matter of some import, and hopefully we can get some movement on it sooner rather than later, but given recent events, I am not sure that I would entrust such a matter to, well, people I have just met, perhaps?
That's fair.
You could attempt to persuade him if you want. Otherwise... Hey, Splitter Dragon.
I'll try to persuade this guy. I'm just gonna try to persuade him by being very trustworthy.
Alright. Welcome on in, Splatter Dragon. Sorry I didn't see you just there. And your party of 3. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for raiding in. Really appreciate you. Guys, if you're not already following, go check Splatter Dragon out. Good friend of the channel. There we are. Alright. New diplomacy check then for this one. If you're trying to persuade him to give you this more information about this or allow you to...
Can I try and aid?
Yeah, of course.
I'll aid as well.
Yeah, both of you can aid. Nice. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
All right. With everyone contributing and putting on your serious faces in this situation, Mordrin will sigh again. All right, then. I suppose I can let you know more details, as it is of great import that this is secured sooner rather than later. These journals were written by a scion of our house, known as Pietro de Caneth. He is a great... is of great historical significance. He was studying from some very important things, not only to House de Caneth, but to the Carnathi alliance and the benefit of all of Corvair, in my own opinion. And these journals shed a light on his research and are his research. And these particular journals are the ones that have been obtained by this party and are being they're trying to sell them. So it would be very useful for us if you were able to track down this archaeologist or their agent who is trying to sell these documents, track down the documents, secure the documents, and bring them back to me here at the De Caneth Enclave, where they belong.
We can do that.
Yes, and Leah now being as serious as ever with her trustworthy face.
Do they know
Be
the
like,
name of
"Yes,
this
sir."
archaeologist?
No. So the report is that a local archaeologist has been attempting to sell them. So it's secondhand information that they have.
Okay.
So also as part of the job, it's like figure out if this is real as well. Like maybe the information is incorrect, but he believes the information. And if it is real, bring it back.
Yep. And Leah will go up to the guy and just like be like, we will get this done for you. So this is one less thing you have to worry about.
Very good. Very good.
I
You know where
promise
to
you.
find me, and if you are successful, there will be significant payment in it for you. House de Caneth is more than capable of making sure that it is worth your time and due diligence and effort and skill.
Of course, happy to help. Happy to get this done.
All right. Very good. Do you have any questions for him before you head off?
I say thank you for the opportunity. I bow and I turn to leave.
All right.
I don't have. I currently can't think of any. So yeah, just gonna walk out.
Brilliant.
Be like, hey,
All right. I would like to do one last thing before we head off, if that is okay. I know that we are coming towards the end of the session here, but do we have 15, 20 minutes or do we need to finish?
I'm good.
I'm okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Cool. In that case, we will again transition to the next day. It'll be Saturday, and it'll be your meeting with Casimir. Basically, what I will ask in Discord will be to pop in any downtime that you did in the couple of days that we have. And downtime is a specific activity, so you can do non-specific things like visiting people and role play stuff, or you can look at the downtime list, which is things like earning an income and stuff like that to get yourselves a little bit more money, buying and selling things, going to markets, all that sort of stuff that you could possibly do as well. If you're not sure about that, if you haven't done it before, which is only Puppy, Puppy, you know where I am. You know how to contact me. So.
Man, you don't gotta call me out like that.
It's okay.
No, I've been doing this for years. I promise.
All right.
I'm not a noob. I swear.
Not a noob, I swear. So we're going to change it to Saturday. And it's going to be 11. I think we said 11. Let me just check that. No, 10. Yeah, 10. 10 a.m. on Saturday at the Feral Dog. So I'm going to take us over now to a representation of the Feral Dog. As per your normal, this is not exactly right. And in fact, this comes from a D&D adventure where Trollskull Manor was obtainable by the adventurers to take over and renovate and things like that. But I've just taken the general idea of it, and I've said instead of it being one manor and just a multiple story building, here are some of the buildings that make up the Feral Dog, because the Feral Dog is a sprawling, like, multiple buildings being purchased over a long period of time and being haphazardly joined together. And so some of these formats are just different buildings that are joined together to become what the Feral Dog is. So it gives you some sort of general idea. Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
Good. And it's really just a representation. And a lot of these areas are smoking areas, as described when Device 42 first went out at night exploring. He came across this area and walked through. You take a seat inside. You don't see Casimir when you come in. And so you take a seat and you wait for him. What are we doing while we're waiting? Anything in particular or just waiting?
Listening and having a nail.
Okay.
Have we eaten? Have we eaten breakfast yet?
Yeah, you would have eaten.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
people watch.
I'll just do the ale. Yeah.
Sweet.
I
Try to
think
blend in.
Leah will pull out maybe like a notepad or something and start sketching, like practicing on sketching.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Mirrodin will do some fun performance street magic stuff for the fun of it and troll people without them knowing.
Perfect.
You all also will notice that I now have the familiar, and it'll be riding kind of like on my shoulder, almost like his legs and stuff embed into the vines and stuff on me.
Really cool.
Leah will find it adorable.
All right. It goes past 10 o'clock when you were meant to meet Casimir here. And you wait.
Leah will look at the watch that she bought from that guy.
That watch has unbelievably, mysteriously stopped.
It's like, huh.
I see Leah tap the watch, and obviously I see it's not working. And I say, "You are too trusting. Not everybody has good in them."
Well, I mean, he needed the money more than I did.
Well, can I pose a suggestion?
Yeah.
It might be working. If Anders is with us, he probably fixed it.
I mean, she could give it to Anders, and Anders can fix it because he's here but not here.
He might also see me tapping it.
Yeah, Anders will grab it and he's
So
like,
he might
"I've
be
got
curious.
this," and he'll sort of go off
Yeah.
to a table and
I
he'll
think,
start tinkering away at it.
I think he would also say this. He would also echo me saying, "You are too trusting."
Yes, he would definitely do that. No.
When Elarin has to be the voice of reason in the party, there's a problem.
So 5 minutes passes, 10 minutes passes, and there's no sign of Casimir at this stage.
I get up and go to the bar and ask about him by name.
Yeah, the bar's like, "Oh yeah, Casimir, he's regular here. He sits over that on that table over there, and the table is in clear vision of yours."
Is he there?
No.
Okay. I will sit down at that table.
Cool. As you sit down at that table, there is a scuffle at the door, and you see someone like jumping out of the way, and sort of a cry of shock or surprise, and you see Casimir, and he is basically stumbling into the room. And he lets out a single word before he crumples onto the ground. He holds his hand out towards you. He sees you sitting on his table. And in a gargling, hard effort scream, yells, "Poison!" and crumples to the floor.
I'm not a cleric, and I don't have access to his sheet. Does Anders have a counter poison or healing spell that would work?
All right, let's find out.
That would be
I
really
did as
helpful.
a alchemist, but I'm not an alchemist anymore.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's have a look.
have
So he's got medicine and battle medicine for starters. His spells.
So you can at least do treat condition.
Yeah, treat condition. He doesn't have any spells for that, is the answer to the spells question. But he does have medicine and he can treat conditions, yes.
I would think that'd be something he would do.
Absolutely. Anders will stop work on the watch in mid.
Fuck the watch. Let's go save the dude.
Yeah, he would jump up and he would go over to Casimir. So medicine.
I'll go over and help prevent anybody from getting in his way.
Yeah.
Just-
Yep. Sounds good.
Body block.
Yeah. No, everyone's keeping well clear. Okay. So Anders will sort of check on him to start off, see what's going on, and he will look up to all of you, and he'll say, "Guys, he's dead."
Well,
He sort of checks the pulse. He double checks everything. He's like, no, guys, he's
you like
dead.
100% sure? Like,
Like,
Yeah.
like dead.
He takes
not
like 5-10 minutes. He before then he gestures to 42 and he goes, "You need to, give us a much room because people seeing dead bodies is not good, right? Just, give everyone some space. Let's just."
I will see if I can find an urchin and summon him to bring a message to Rontal and notify him immediately.
Okay.
and I'm going to use detect magic just to see if any magic was involved.
Okay.
I know he said poison, but it could have been like given to him by magic.
You do detect magic in the room. Within 30 feet.
I'm gonna pick up any belongings of his that he dropped.
Okay, he didn't drop any belongings, but he would have stuff in his pockets if you want to go through those.
No, I just want to make sure nobody's stealing any of his stuff. Like if he had a walking stick or his hat.
The cane would be beside him. You've seen him with that.
Yeah, his hat and his cane, and if he was carrying any bags or anything, I'd pick those up, make sure nobody can grab them.
Cool. Something that you notice as you're picking things up is there's evidence where he fell. There's something on the ground as if it's come out of his mouth.
Would survival
I'll
help?
I'll point it out to Anders and anybody else of our party that's standing around.
Yeah, it looks like cheese.
Like what?
Cheese.
I'll just probably shouldn't just grab it. So I'll just point that out. Like, assuming, or we should also find where this cheese is, because this could be poison, the cause of the poison. So is there like a bigger cheese somewhere else?
Do you want to go through his pockets?
I'll try just like making sure if there's any more cheese on him.
Yeah, you can go through his pockets.
I also look around. I'll look around to see if there's like cheese somewhere else that like maybe that he was eating at or something. Like if he was at a table somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, so you go through his pockets. You will find a wrapped package. It's like wax paper. On one side it's like the sealing, the wax, and on the other it's just like brown paper. And so you see it's wrapped and there's like a little string. And if you open that up, you'll see that there are bits of cheese inside of that. That looks like quite expensive cheese, and the wrapper has a definite seal, like a stamp on it as like a brand. It looks like very expensive Brayless cheese, actually.
Okay, so I guess the next thing I would do is maybe ask around where like someone might get this particular cheese, because I imagine there's not too many places if it's like more of the higher price cheese that here.
Who are you asking?
Like I guess like maybe like the bartender or like an employee, someone that works here, because they serve people, so they might know.
All right, so you
the
show
cheese
them
comes
the
from.
packet of the cheese with the symbol on it. And they go, yeah, that comes from Brayland. What about it? That's like really expensive stuff. I'm not going to find it for sale here.
Do you know exactly where and who sells it?
So it says on it, Brayland Exotic Cheese Company. I imagine that they're the people that you need to talk to.
Well, then, somebody's getting snippy.
Well then,
That,
just
as they're
really-
getting snippy, they're gonna start feeling something tickle them on their side.
Jesus. What is that? Starts like being distracted.
Leah might smile a little, like,
All right, there's a few other things that you find, Leah, as you go through his pockets. You find a rather lengthy letter that has each of your names on it. It's actually addressed to you.
oh. I'll take that out and read what it says.
All right,
That's
so
addressed to us.
you start to peel it open, and it's rather lengthy. There's multiple sections. There's multiple pages, in fact, as you unwrap it. The first page says investigation into the horologium. Initial findings.
Oh boy.
And then it starts to like go through. And then, do you keep on reading it?
Yeah, I'll keep on reading it.
It says,
And like I might be like, guys, come see this and like
yeah, it says
so, like, everyone
the
can read it.
adventurers in question witnessed this soldier of the horologium murder a person in cold blood. The soldier's name I have discovered is Telro Masavo, and he has been relieved of duty without pay pending further investigations and may be charged. But at the moment he is at large and hasn't been seen since the incident. An initial search of Telra's abandoned abode revealed several pieces of information. There were several pairs of size 11 black uniform boots, 2 pairs of size 11 grey gumboots, and a pair of size 11 wool-lined brown slippers. A hastily discarded horologium uniform about 6 foot tall, 6 foot 1, slender build, a single silver throwing knife, a well-concealed, badly burned and heavily damaged silver brooch depicting a flame, several chestnut-coloured hair particles with shaving in the sink, and a torn section of uniform handkerchief speckled with blood, likely he cut himself shaving in his rush. A heavily disturbed single apartment. An attempt has been made to make it look messy, but it was evident that the man keeps a clean and tidy lifestyle. It was otherwise empty of identifying documents or paraphernalia. Telro Masavo started working for the horologium as a captain, and while I have yet to question the Domine, have established that he had mercenary credentials and fought in the last war, but I haven't established yet for whom. Keep in
Oh boy.
mind, like, he hasn't had a lot of time. It's been like a few days, like 4 days, and he has already dug up all of that in that time.
And now he's dead.
Now he's dead. There are more pages, though.
Oh boy. Next.
think
Yeah.
I think definitely Leah would look through it thoroughly, to see if they could gather any clues.
All right, so the next page talks about the Stout Squire banner. It says, Rontaltain has commissioned me to do an investigation in regards to an adventuring group known as the Stout Squire banner, and my initial findings are below. There are 5 members of the Stout Squire banner. 1 Oten Batley, Orcish wizard, who is a fireworks expert, comes from the Shadow Marches, is a short, stocky male orc, yellow skin, perpetually darkened by fire and soot. 1 Kanati Wire, a Talentan halfling magus, tall, robust, female halfling with a prosthetic arm and wearing the bones and hides of various creatures. She has tanned skin and which is heavily painted. We have 1 Morael Kaleba, a male Arenal elf bard. He is a bald elf and has a head that's heavily painted with skulls. We have 1 Lakadaran Lamano, a human male, Lazar Principalities, probably a pirate in his past, tall, broad-shouldered, heavily muscled man who wears high heels, suspenders, and a bra. Fernanda Juarez, a female cleric, Kyran Conquistador, severely burnt features whose face looks like it is literally melting. Known individuals are under the employ of 1 Mordrin de Kenneth of House de Kenneth.
Oh boy.
Now we're colleagues.
Yes. All right, that's not it. There's more pages. But we are coming to an end here. The last page here talks about the Thranish family that you guys went looking for, and the Wayfinder Foundation. It says that the director of social affairs of the Wayfinder Foundation is 1 Eduardo Montalborn. Montalborn sounds familiar. That is the guy's boss that he was talking about that is apparently hunting them. Casimir has said of him that he is a Thranish man and a real ladies' man. He has a pencil mustache. He has abdicated his position as Director of Social Affairs and is apparently in hiding. With him out of the picture, he says it should be safe for the family to come out of hiding themselves, should the adventuring party wish that. And it says that the subsidiary of the Wayfinder Foundation, where the sewerage is emanating, remember that he was going to investigate that, is emanating from the Haven Point Orphanage in Haven Point.
Well then.
And that is the source, apparently, of where the sewerage is coming from. So he has all of this written down on paper, addressed to you. It seems like he was on his way to tell you in person. He's basically gotten here, gotten killed, says poison, and you have an investigation on your hands. And that will be for next time. Yes, sir. Sorry?
Since we have it in writing, would you mind just posting it in Discord?
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll all be in your notes in Discord afterwards. I'll make sure all of that is available to you. I don't want to obscure any of it, and you will be able to have a look through it at your own leisure. Thank you for coming, guys. Really appreciate you setting time and effort aside. Hope you had a good session. And we will be back next week with more In the Name of Progress, more Chapter 2, more investigations into what happened to our poor inquisitive Casimir, and potentially more work with Mordrin de Kenneth should he prove to be innocent in this situation. But who knows? Who knows? Tune in next week to find out more. we are going to go and find someone to raid out to. Does anyone see any of our usuals, please? I'm going to pop us to our ending screen. Any suggestions of who to go to? Okay. Mayhem from Mirror. Is that how? Okay. He sure is. Okay. We will go along there. Please, everyone, look after yourselves. Be kind to one another. From us here, from me, Matt the Hat, I wish you a good day, a good week, and we will catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.